So, if you didn't know, I made a video a while back on just why I don't think we're going to Elbaf, and despite the title of this video, I still believe that wholeheartedly. Link in the description below if you want to check that out. And to the best of my knowledge, I seem to be the only person that subscribes to that idea, even though the overwhelming evidence points to that. Everyone seems to fantasize about just how good of an arc Elbaf will be, and I understand that. I mean, imagine how it'll tie the overall story together, and I've even heard some people put Elbaf in their top 5 story arcs of all time, even though we haven't been there yet. So before you start coming for me, let me go ahead and clear things up. I would love to go to Elbaf, and there's nothing I would want more than for us to get a full-blown story arc, 100 chapters no less, about the Giants. I want to see just how strong they are, where they fit into this One Piece universe, and obviously how they're going to help Luffy and crew find the One Piece. But I just don't see it being realistic. Look, it's not you, it's me. I just feel like we're going around in circles here, and at the start of every good relationship, it's the truth. So I need you guys to start this relationship off right by dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. And of course, now that you guys have done that, let's get right into it. So like I said, I know what the last video was about, and I still believe that. We're full steam ahead in Wano right now, and I would say we would need roughly about 2 arcs to finish the story. But with the inclusion of Elbaf, we would need about 3. And I just don't see Oda really having the time. I think I speak for everybody when I say I would hate to see Elbaf crammed and stuffed into this mini arc just to have it fit in. One Piece reached yet another milestone, 100 volumes that have been published. And to highlight this, Oda talks about his life's work. He talks about giving us 100 volumes of this beautiful story. He mentions that One Piece is now in its final stage, but until the day it ends, he'll continue to guide us through the story to the best of his ability. And of course, if you couple that with the comments from his editors and of course Oda himself over the past 2 years, it definitely seems like they're trying to stick to that 5-year plan that Oda came up with a couple of years ago. And I know these things aren't all set in stone. They have contracts, he has editors that of course Oda has to appease, but the story coming out of them really hasn't changed. And it seems like he really wants to end the story at that 5-year mark, which gives us about 3.5-ish years left. So with Wano being as big as it is and the End War arc that's supposed to make Marineford look like child's play, I just don't see us getting a full-blown dedicated arc to Elbaf. But let's put the brakes on that for a moment and let's ponder what if. And I'm not talking about Marvel's what if. I'm talking about what if we did actually go to Elbaf. What if I told you that there's a way for us to actually experience Elbaf and all its glory without Oda having to put it into the continuity of the manga? A way for Oda to get his ideas across properly and without having to cram the story into a box and without any real interruptions at all. A way for us One Piece lovers around the world to be satisfied, and of course a way for Shueisha to make more money than they could even think of. What if instead of a anime or a weekly manga, we get it in the form of a movie? Cool, so now that I have your attention, let's talk about anime movies. In a certain anime movie in particular, Demon Slayer Mugen Train, breaking records over and over again throughout the 2020-2021 calendar year. Man, if we could only predict the phenomenon, that would be Mugen Train and the absolute genius behind its release. I mean, it was the highest grossing film in the worldwide box office in 2020, grossing over $500 million US. And it would eventually go on to be the highest grossing Japanese film of all time, giving that final dagger to the heart to Pokemon and Spirited Away fans alike. Now, I don't think anybody expected Mugen Train to do what it did, but it shouldn't have come as a huge surprise that it was going to be a success. Demon Slayer, the anime, and the manga were already pretty widely successful, with Studio Ufotable dedicating 110% of their resources into producing movie-like quality in a weekly anime. But of course, the true genius is in the continuity and where the release fits into the story, adapting what was originally a 15-chapter mini-arc into a story of action, suspense, and of course, heartbreak. Retaining the voice cast from the already successful anime and combined with the musical genius of Yuki Kajiura, we knew that they had a recipe for absolute success. Now, I know we love it, but we're not here to talk about Demon Slayer. We're here to talk about One Piece, and we're here to talk about how the Elbaf movie will make Elbaf the greatest One Piece arc in the story. One Piece films are already no strangers to success, having 4 of the top 50 grossing anime films of all time. One Piece, the movie Stampede, sitting the highest, grossing over $90 million. And that shows to me anyways that if they were to use the Mugen Train blueprint, they could be on the verge of hitting some very incredible heights. However, up until now, Oda Sensei and Toei haven't really given us a One Piece movie that we would consider canon. One Piece movies look good, they're action-packed, and they give us all the quirky comedy that we're used to getting from One Piece on a regular basis, with a lot of these films' content being contributed to by Oda himself, but none that directly linked to the ongoing story, with the closest thing being One Piece the movie Strong World, which more so serves as a direct prequel to the story. And Strong World is great. It serves as a point of reference for the deeper conversations in the One Piece fandom, with us being able to see some of our favorite characters and where they were prior to the death of the Pirate King himself. Now, not to sound judgmental, but I'm not quite sure if you can consider yourself a true One Piece fan if you haven't at least seen Strong World. Please go check it out. Every once in a while, Oda has these genius ideas that he just wants to do something different with these movies, and that's exactly what happened with Strong World. And up until that moment, the One Piece movies were considered to be something separate and apart from the main One Piece story itself. But Strong World gives us just a glimpse of what it would look like if the One Piece story itself were to be illustrated in movie format. Now, if you've been keeping up with the anime, at least you know that currently right now we're in the second half of the Wano arc, and it is looking absolutely gorgeous right now. And of course, with studios like MAPPA and the formerly mentioned Ufotable putting pressure on Toei, it's no surprise that they've really stepped up their game, and it is looking great, giving us the beautiful scenes that we've seen in Wano thus far. I said in my former video that even if we didn't get Elbaf, One Piece would be one of the greatest stories ever told. But I can't shake the idea that if we were to get a Elbaf movie, it would hold a special place in not just Oda's heart, but a special place in the hearts of One Piece fans around the world. I mean, they have the best writer, one of the best studios, and the best fan base of the past 20 years. I just can't see this movie not being an absolute success at the box office. I've said it before, but we often tend to forget just how hard the life of a mangaka actually is. And while we're able to enjoy these stories from the comforts of our own homes, we don't think about our favorite mangaka's zombified corpse slaving away at a desk to give us the stories that we love. Now, the One Piece story is coming to a close, and after giving over 25 years of his life to this story, I have nothing but the utmost respect for Ichiro Oda and what he's done. And I can completely understand if he wanted to offload this part of the story to someone else. And I believe, given the right story, the right resources, the right team, and of course coming from one of the best mangaka's minds of the past 20 to 25 years, I believe this gives Elbaf to have the potential to be the best One Piece story arc of all time. I want to just go ahead and give a quick thanks to everybody who's made it through the video this far. I know this one was a little bit longer than normal, but let me know what you think down below. Do you believe that Elbaf is going to be in the main story serialization, or do you think it would be best if they put it in a movie format? I really personally think that's going to start being the trend now. Of course, we got the One Piece live action movie coming up, and we have movies like the Jujutsu Kaisen movie and a bunch more. And I think once a manga gets its anime, it's not going to be long before they're going to want to make it into a movie. So let me know what you think down below. Of course, click here if you want to see my weekly reviews of the One Piece manga, and click here if you want to see my former video on why I actually don't think we'll be going to Elbaf. And as always, guys, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will catch you guys next time.